Advertising Productions, and this is Diva Talk. I'm Mia.
I'm Karen.
And I'm Reverie. If you missed us last week, you missed a really great topic. We had our guest on, Dr. Sisto Cecilia, and our topic was about getting back to being real. Dr. Sisto Cecilia actually got his PhD during COVID, which I think is amazing. And his topic, his thesis was about oreopathy and healing psychosocial afflictions in millennial and Generation Z cohort groups. And we learned a lot from him. So hopefully you can tune in and catch that if you missed it.
And if you didn't understand any of it, tune in because it's not as complicated as it sounds.
Our guest hails from Houston, Texas. She is a graduate from Columbia College in Chicago, where she majored in broadcast journalism, and then moved to Los Angeles to become a successful actress. You may have seen her in films such as Deep Cover, The Great White Hype, Menace to Society, and Cutthroat Alley, as well as Drill Bit Taylor. She was also a guest and co-star on television shows such as Cold Case, as well as a recurring role in Strong Medicine and roles on The Practice, Ally McBeal, The Jamie Foxx Show, ER, and Boston Public. She has written 2 one-woman shows and is set to star in the upcoming streaming series entitled The Calling. Please welcome my soul sister, Stacy Arnell. By the way, all 3 of you guys are from Texas.
Houston,
Yes.
What part of Houston, Stacy?
Southwest Houston.
So I'm from North Houston, called Huffman, Lake Houston.
Oh no, I'm from you know where the University of Houston is?
Mm-hmm.
Over that
Yeah.
area.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, over in that area.
H-Town.
You
How
guys
long
did-
have you been out in LA?
Since 91.
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
All right, so Stacy, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, we're so happy to have you. And I think Mia's going to get us started with some questions.
I am. You hail from Houston, which is where I'm from. Love Houston. But you went from Houston to Chicago to go to college where you studied broadcast journalism.
Right.
And then you went from Chicago to Los Angeles to become an actress. How do you take that leap from journalism to acting?
Well, my love was broadcast journalism, but during college, as I was attending college, I got an intern, and I'm not going to tell you the person's name. I have never spoken the name, only to my husband. But I had an internship at a talk show. And so the talk show person was producing television stuff. And I asked if I could do a small part, and they told me no, I wasn't ready. But during the time the 2 years that I was in college, a talent scout, agent had, found me in the mall because I was hanging out in the mall. And she was like, you should be doing commercials. And I was like, I'm not an actor. But I had some experience because my friends that were filmmakers and photographers in school, they would ask me to take pictures for their portfolio or be in their little short films, but I still had no interest. So when the agent came along, I was like, yeah, whatever. So she gave me her card. And then so I told my friends, and it was like 2 weeks later, they was like, you're not going to call her? And I was like, no. So my friend convinced me to call the lady. I called her, I met with her. And so I asked one of my friends who was a photographer to take some pictures of me. I gave her the pictures. Within 2 weeks, I was going on auditions. Without a month of that, I was booking commercials. So when I saw the kind of money you can make, I told my mom, I think it was maybe six or 7 weeks into me, I have started making money. I told my mom, oh, you don't have to send me any more money for school. And she was like, well, why? And I was like, well, Mom, I've been doing commercials. And she was like, commercials? What? She thought, if I would say that to her now and I was in college, she'd be like, is this some sex trafficking business? What is this? What is this? And I was like, no. And I told her all about the lady or whatever. And so she was like, well, send me these pay stubs. I want to see these pay stubs. And I had only had 2, which were like the initial fee from doing it and the session fee and then a residual check that had come already. So I showed her and she was like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not paying for your school anymore. You got money. What kind of, this kind of money you can make? You're in the wrong business. And I was like, well, I'm still really not interested in it. But once that talk show host person told me that I couldn't do it, it lit a fire under me. And my whole attitude was like, well, I'll show you. And so stupid me, I packed up, like, it took me like about 4 months to get a plan together. I packed up all my stuff in school. And I knew my mother and my aunt and my best friend's mom was going to Jamaica that weekend. So I shipped all my stuff to my best friend's house because when we graduated high school, her dad bought her a townhouse if she went to medical school. So I shipped all my stuff there. I went home and I gathered up a plan. And I'd already had money. So I gathered up my plan for the weekend. And then I bought a one-way ticket to come to California.
Wow,
That's how I ended up there.
that is amazing. And the rest is history. We just read your bio. It's like a mile long. It's so impressive, the work that you've done. And, that's just, it's incredible. I just wanted to find out, not only are you an actress, but you're a great role model for teens. And, you're in a program called Step Up. What is Step Up and how did that come about?
Step Up is an organization that supports young teenage girls who are on their way to college. They get sponsorships and things like that to give them college money for school. They're like low-income families. And so each year they have this huge like luncheon at the Beverly Hilton Hotel where they honor the one person they honor all the students that are graduating that year that's in Step Up. But this one girl who is like the honoree, she gets the scholarship money to go to whatever school she's accepted into. And so they invite celebrities to speak, and so they can get the feel of it's an important day for them and they're special. And so I've been involved with Step Up now for like about 6 years. I got involved through another friend that was with the organization, and I went to that event with her, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you don't see a lot of organizations that gear towards teenage girls doing this kind of thing, So the one year that I sponsored a girl for college or whatever, well, I didn't sponsor her for college. She got the scholarship, but I was like her mentor. So I took her because nobody had ever done it. I'm like, well, if you're going to be honoring these girls and all the celebrities that are coming, we're all dressed up, we're all made up and everything. And they just have them like regular dresses. So the girl that was my mentee, I took her and got her hair done, her nails done, her makeup done, I bought her dress, and her mother was so appreciative because, sitting in that room over 5 or 6 years, and I'm like, oh gosh, we're all made up, but the girl doesn't look like she had much. So I wanted to make her feel special. So that's what I did. And I'm still like close to her now. She's actually a pharmacist.
Right on. You're like the Prince of Charming.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Totally. Can you please dress me up, Stacy?
Yep, I could dress you up. Where are you going?
Nowhere now. Which
just take a hike. We're gonna dress up and take a hike.
take a hike. So
you guys with those hikes outside, those coyotes. You can totally tell. I don't even like sitting by the pool anymore. I'm like, is the coyote around? Is he coming? Is the killer coming? Now we got the crazy people on the street. I'm like, is the killer around watching me? It's crazy.
There's a lot of things that's crazy right now. And
it is a lot of things that are crazy right now. I'm telling you, I've seen some crazy stuff in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with this pandemic happening, I mean, I hate to like put a damper on
everybody's desperate. It's desperate. That's why it's so crazy.
Right. So we're all sitting and hibernating and everybody's going a little haywire. And I know, production got hit hard with this pandemic.
Right.
And we're starting to slowly bring it back. But, at the time that I've known you, you have always been busy and always been working. So do you feel like this pandemic, obviously I know it's hindered you working, but do you feel like it's hindered your goals? And is there something particularly that you miss right now?
Actually, no. The pandemic has helped me actually a lot. It slowed down things where I can actually put things into motion. So during the time we've been in the pandemic, I've been able to not launch yet, but develop a fragrance line. And it's not even really a line. It's 3 fragrances for right now. And the reason that I started it, and I think that was one of your questions, the reason that I started the line is because a woman of particular age, I'm going through menopause. So, so I I decided, well, because I love perfume, and I noticed a lot of the perfumes that I was using wasn't sticking with me. So I said, you know what, let me try some organic stuff. So I started buying organic, a couple of fragrances that I like. I was like, oh, okay, so it sticks all day. So I decided, well, I don't want to keep giving my money to somebody else's product. I'm going to do my own. So I researched. I found a fragrance house that's here in Los Angeles. I found the bottles that I want to use here in Los Angeles. So everything is out of like the USA. Everything is out of the USA. So they sent me, I have a marketing team, and they sent me a list. So if you want your fragrance to smell like Elizabeth Arden Red Door, these are because everything I have is like organic plant-based. These are the fragrances that you need to mix. So basically everything is kind of done, except like I need to do like some photos, and I need to do some like marketing promotional things. And I wanted to do them at the factory, but can't get into the fragrance houses now because of COVID, and they don't know if they're going to open before the holidays or right after the holidays. So that's the only thing that I'm stumped by, but everything else is kind of done.
I feel like I see your next commercial, like, cover the stink. Shh.
It'll be a little bit more conservative than that.
All right, then.
Get rid of the stank. Now, you
Right.
stole my question and you just ran away with it. So I'm going to go on the fly and ask you something else, because what you said was you could mix different ones of your fragrances to get a specific fragrance of something that's already out there that you like.
Well, they give you a list. So if you like citrus, you would mix like a hibiscus. You would mix that with some yin yang or whatever. They give you a list of things to get the fragrance, the scent that you want. These are the scents that you mix together to get this scent. So this plus this equals this.
That's really cool, because I have such a hard time finding a scent that I really like and I stick with it, and it never fails. I'll find it and they'll discontinue it.
And that way you can find the scent that really suits your body, because perfume always smells different on me. It doesn't smell the same. And what works for Karen, I'll put on, I'll be like, that doesn't smell like it does on Karen. So then you can find the
because of your pheromones in your body. Yeah, it's because of the different pheromones in your body. So like anything with alcohol in it, it doesn't stick with me. I noticed because of the menopause and the different hormones that, the pheromones are coming out of my body, plant-based, all natural stuff smells really good with me. So that's what's mixing with me now. And I was like, well, I had to get rid of the other stuff because you put it on and I can walk through the living room and it's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, your perfume line is actually called Stay, is it?
It's called Stay.
Yeah. Okay. So what goals, what do you hope to do with this fragrance line called Stay?
Well, we're going to be in like Bristol Farms, Whole Foods, Lassen's, and Ulta for right now. You can't get into Sephora unless you have a lot of followers. I just got on Instagram. I don't have a lot of followers. So my ultimate goal is when my husband's television series drop, which I'm on, then, everybody, you get a lot of followers or whatever. So once I get a certain amount of followers, I can get into Sephora.
Well, so then let's plug that. Follow Stacy Arnell on Instagram.
Right. Yes, follow me on
We'll drop the link.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. We'll drop the links in the description.
We'll drop all your links. Yeah.
Those are only 2.
Well, how do they find, do you have a website for Stay yet?
Not yet. We don't no, not yet. We don't have that yet because we can't get the website until we get the bottles filled and the promotional stuff.
Okay.
So that, like, we have the marketing, all that already done. We just need the actual product to, for promotional.
Right.
Because I was gonna do it with empty bottles, and Reggie was like, "People are not crazy. They know that's empty."
You're not fooling anyone.
There is a little video that you sent me that does show a little bit of your product, or at least tells us a little bit about your product, and it looks very fancy with some diamond cuts in there. So I'm experiencing this product as like elegance. So
it's elegant. Well, there's the fragrances are live, love, and laugh. So one is a citrusy, one is like a floral for sexy, and then the other one is more of a vibrant, like not really lavender. I don't know what to call it yet, but those are the three right now. Eventually, once that's launched and doing well, I do want to do 3 for men.
oh, nice. But women first.
Yes, women first, because it's my scenario, my situation. So yes, women first.
Yeah, men can stink for a little bit longer. Let's work on our stink for a minute.
Just do some baking soda and they'll be fine.
You know what I love? There's so many things I love about you, Stacy. But the thing that I love about you is you're so entrepreneurial. You're always thinking about, what to do to hustle. I mean, the fact that, you were sought after to get commercial work and such lucrative work. I love you in the Honda commercials too. But you're very inventive, and, so you used this time to come up with a product that was not only helping you, but other women. So would you say that this, kind of side hustle, which a lot of performers and actors do you feel like this will be in alignment with your acting life?
Yes, because my presence as an actor will help promote my line. And because if you look at my social media, I keep it positive, always positive. The more I get into the line and promoting it and talking about it, other women will see, and then they'll hear my story, because there's going to be a little story that goes along with it. Then, of course, they're going to want to try the product. Hopefully, prayerfully, they'll try the product. But yeah, I think my presence as an actor will really boost the product.
Well, and not only that, but I think you just kind of sharing that story of why you came up with it was very inspiring.
Right. Yeah. Because in the beginning of the year, I was feeling a little down about turning 50. I was a little depressed. I was like emotional about it. And then towards like July, I started feeling like, well, you know what? I don't feel it. I don't look it, and so, and I can't have that energy talking about a product, so I was like, let me get myself together. And so once I just kind of release all that and be like, it's just a number. It's just a number, so.
And embrace it, right? Like we need to
embrace it. And I'm glad I did, because, with COVID, you can't do much for your birthday, but I made the best of it. I went to a restaurant. I had a party of 8. They set the tables like 4 here, 4 here, 4 people here, 4 people here. We had a little space in between us, but I had a great time. The next night I went out to dinner. I had a great time. I have people who sent me gifts, people who called and wished me well, people who loved me. So I'm like, you know what? It is what it is for 2020.
I think the best gift you got was that spa gift.
Oh yeah, that was the best, because I hadn't slept in a few nights and I was like, what is this? So I opened it up and it didn't have a name. And I was like, that's when I texted you. I was like, is this from you? And the same night, honey, I was in the tub relaxing. And my husband was like, are you okay in there? I was like, I'm great. Just don't let the cats in. Just let me be. And I mean, that was real soothing for me, because I've been taking care of him since this incident. I hadn't really had a bath, and I am a bath girl. I hadn't had a bath. I hadn't taken time for myself, with the Zoom meetings, the self-tape auditions with him, the cats, and running both of our errands. I was just overwhelmed, and I'm still kind of a little overwhelmed, but now I'm kind of pacing myself. I'm trying to get it together.
Well, Stacy, I have to say that I really, really appreciate you coming up with something for menopausal odors, women. Wait,
let's take it back. Let's not label it that. I don't want that. I'm not menopause.
Well, no,
It's
I have
for
to
all
be honest
women.
with you. Like I'm perimenopausal myself, so I have the same issue where those odors come out. And I have discovered a little side tip for everyone: if you use a sugar scrub on your armpits and your lady parts, it reduces that odor.
Yeah, and anything like lemon. My gynecologist told me, because I was like, my underarms were smelling like straight onions, and I was like, what is that? And so she's like, if you use anything lemon, it would cut the scent. So I found on Amazon, it's called the Plant Guru. It's a lemon lotion. I love it. I use that on me. No smell. And plus I drink, what is it? Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll gets rid of it too, because it's internally. So if you just put chlorophyll in your water, and I drink that like most of the day, and that cuts down on that. And then chlorophyll actually stops the sweating.
Oh, I put lemon in everything that I drink and eat. I put lemon in everything.
And then what menopause, if you know, when you're actually going through it, I don't know about the perimenopause, but going through the menopause, you can't really have like, what is it, caffeine, sugar, chocolate, things like that. It activates the hot flashes.
Yeah.
So I've kind of lost a few little pounds because I've cut those things out.
Well, I'm really excited for you to get this product on the market myself. I'm looking for it. But what are you struggling with in launching this product? Are you having any struggles with that?
The only thing I'm struggling with is the fragrance house is not being open, or the fragrance house actually, because there's only 2 in Los Angeles, and the one is actually closing down, but the one I chose, they're just temporarily closed. So that's the only struggle that I have right now, is just getting in there and getting it all together, because that's the final steps.
I know you mentioned earlier, but tell us again, for some of us out there that didn't hear you the first time, but where can we get this product once it's out there? Where can we buy it?
Once it's launched, I'm going to be in Bristol Farms, Lassen's, Whole Foods, and Ulta.
And eventually, do you think you might develop a website for Stay?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to have to be a website. It's going to be a website. And the great thing about it too is, say for instance, when I'm in Whole Foods, if they run out of product, they go straight to the marketing place. They order everything themselves. I'm not going to be the middleman. I'll just be getting my percentage at that point. So I don't have to go, and I don't have to worry about bottles being refilled or shipments being done. So I'm hired a marketing firm to do all that for me.
Are you going to have to show your mom the pay stub for that too, or?
No. You know what? She doesn't even know about any of this right now, because first thing she'll be like, "Oh, I need a new car." I'm like, "Mom, I don't have any money yet. I need a new this. Christmas is coming up." I'm like, "Okay, Mom." So she doesn't even know. She doesn't know anything yet.
I want to go back to that story you were telling earlier of your friend who went through medical school and her daddy bought her a townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I need his number because I need a new daddy. Just saying.
Yeah, so he told her, if you go to medical school, I'll buy you a townhouse right out of high school. So she was contemplating on going to school somewhere else, but then she decided to stay because the best medical school for her was in Texas. So she stayed. He bought her a townhouse, and so actually she still has that property, but she has a house now too.
Well, I'm not going to medical school, but I'll play doctor.
No, because neither one of my parents were like, "We buy you a house, a car, or nothing. Just go to school."
Yeah. Mine were like, just go.
Just go. Make something of yourself.
Well, you definitely have made something of yourself, Stacy. I am honored to be your friend. We're so honored to have you on this show. And I know you have a busy life and we have to let you go, but I just want to point out to our audience that we have another guest coming up next week, but we want to point out Stacy's product, Stay. And you can follow her on Instagram at Stacy Arnell. And again, we'll drop the links for her Facebook page and her Instagram page in our YouTube description. Stacy, thank you so much. We love
you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This was fun, you guys.
Yeah, it was
So
great to
I'll
meet
have
you.
to do it again once the product launches.
Absolutely. Please come back.
Yeah.
We'll do this again once the product launches. And then actually what I'll do too for you guys is when I get to the factory and I can do a walkthrough and show you guys some videotape some things, I'll send that to you if you want to, you know, see how it works and everything.
And love some samples too of Stay so I can
Yeah,
try.
we're working on that now. That's what the next meeting is about. That's what the next meeting is about.
Okay.
Well, great. Good luck with everything. We
Thank
look
you
forward
so
to having you
much.
back on the show.
Thank you so much. And what's funny is you guys never even noticed how my cats were running all around me and jumping on the table where I am.
I was wondering what Pippa and Toby were doing.
They were running around, jumping all over the table. Nobody even saw anything. I was like trying to kick to the side.
Mine's locked in the room right now, sticking its paw under the door trying to get out.
I'm like, I tried to lock them up, but it was time to come on, so I ran over here and I realized I didn't close the door all the way.
Oh, that's okay. That makes it more interesting when the cat's running around in the background.
Yeah.
I love that you're a crazy cat lady just like us. We're all crazy
All
cat
you
ladies.
guys have cats?
All of us. Yeah.
But I like that you guys are cat people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do a whole show on cats.
I love that.
Yes, and dress
Ew.
as them.
Yes.
Dress as
Get
cats.
that together and Zoom me in. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes.
Let's do the cat show. I do want to do the cat show.
I love it.
And then I'll come back also when I have the product.
Yes. Come back. We'd love to
I
have
love it. So nice
All
to
right.
meet you. Happy
All right,
belated
you
birthday.
guys too.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh man, you guys, we lost Stacy too soon before we did our little tagline. Should we just do it now?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Okay. We'll get this straight eventually. 1, 2, 3. Unify.
Unify and rise up.
Rise up.
Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for our next Diva Talk, where we interview another fabulous guest.